This is an invitation to explore the question of what is healing. I first considered this question when I entered undergrad, and I wonder where you first considered this question. What is healing? I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I chose the next best thing, which is the major that would make everything else easier. So I studied physics to teach me how to solve problems. And the sentiment of doing that which makes everything else easier stuck around. One of my favorite teachers, Ken MacLeod, says, moving towards balance is about making everything else easier. So I went from healing is learning how to solve problems to healing is about moving towards balance. And I started to study Chinese medicine, which has the frameworks to move towards balance. And perhaps this is what I would like to explore with you now. What spectrum of experience are you finding yourself on? Another way to ask this question is, what dualities are you exploring of your experience? Or what is important to you and what is its opposition? And if that created a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being its opposite, 10 being what's important to you, where do you find yourself? For me, I recently attended a retreat here in Barcelona, learning how to host. And it was there that people reflected back to me how little I take up space. And at the same time, how safe I made them feel. But what was lacking was the other side of this, risk-taking. So safety is my 10, risk-taking is my 1 on the spectrum. And I found myself consistently at 9, prioritizing safety over all else. And this is because I had considered in my meditation journey that moving towards balance meant never having reactions. It meant always feeling spaciousness. But when it came down to it, when I would naturally have a reaction to something someone said, or whenever I did feel like something was alive in me, I practiced to see it as spacious awareness. I wonder if this is what people mean by spiritual bypassing. So, after that retreat, I decided to cancel my flight back in honor of taking risks. And now I'm here for the second retreat at the same place, learning how to co-work in an intensive, immersive environment to explore the yang in me. And this is what Chinese medicine has to offer, to explore the dualities of ourselves and find ways to come towards balance. There are some qualities, though, that are inherently non-dual. They are not a 1, they are not a 10 of any spectrum. They consistently exist in any spectrum. They are there. And one quality is love. Love is interesting. It's hard, it seems, to pinpoint what exactly it is. But consider with me that everything here is none other than awareness and expressions of awareness. I wouldn't know anything here unless I were aware of it. And I'm using even the word I loosely here because Michael is also appearing in awareness. All the good, all the bad, all the heavenly, all the demonic showing up here in awake awareness. And if I had a friend who were being with everything that showed up, I would consider that to be love. To know that none of this is hurting them. They're just being with it, not forcing me one way or another, letting me to find my path, while also clearly indicating when it is not my path. That feels like love to me. And experience has this quality of being with, of indicating what feels alive, what feels painful, where there is pain that I am refusing to see because of how painful it is. Even when I am refusing to see something as love, there is still love. My refusal to see it, that is appearing in this vastness. And so love is non-dual. But so is wisdom. The recognition that this is all awake, spacious awareness. To recognize it and feel it. To view experience as such. This draws from Tibetan Buddhist lineages to say that the view is that everything is already complete It's all already spacious awareness. There's nowhere else to go. And there is work that we can do to see and recognize this view. This is the lineage that I perhaps follow most closely. Michael Taft, a meditation teacher in the Bay Area, who has a lineage with devotion, non-duality, Tantra, Shiva, Hanuman, and also Buddhism. But what I found through all of these traditions, what I'm continuing to find perhaps, are three central values of wisdom, love, and devotion. I wonder, what patterns do you recognize in the things you find important? What patterns of yourself do you recognize in the things you find important? What patterns would you like to continue or hope to instill in yourself with the things that you find important? So coming back to the question, what is healing? I am saying that there is an importance to recognize which spectrums I am on, which extremes I am consistently at, and find ways to move towards balance. And it's not about moving to 5 if the spectrum is 1 to 10, because even that creates a duality between center and not center. It's more like what Dr. Tucker Peck talks about in his book, Sanity and Sainthood, which is to live in the 3 to 7 range. This is moving towards balance, letting it be a flowing process and system. And in Chinese medicine, we do that by either probing the extreme so that the body system recognizes that it's been living in the extreme and naturally move back towards balance, or working with the opposition. So what I mean by this is, in Chinese medicine, we recognize 4 primary bodily dualities: hot, cold, internal, external, yin, yang, and I'm forgetting the last one. Working with these bodily dualities, we can recognize where someone keeps holding themselves. If they consistently show up hot, on the spectrum of 1 to 10, if 1 is cold, 10 is hot, and they keep showing up as like a 9, then we can start to see how this might affect their decision making. Always seeking cold experiences, cold beings, things that are cold in nature, to help them find balance. And if someone consistently shows up as interior, their holding patterns are interior, then maybe they will present as quite introverted, not capable of having an exterior connecting point with others. And this naturally varies situation by situation. It is a contextual, situational medicine, after all. We are looking to not necessarily scale by generality, but rather build relationships through the personal, by understanding what our situations are. This personalization of presence is healing as well. To be relating personally, not as a number, not as a fact, but from the heart, from this quality of non-dual love for myself and others. What is healing? Healing is moving towards balance. It is leaning into non-dual qualities like wisdom, like love. It is relating to people and to myself. It is so many things. Yes. What is healing? I hope to continue to explore this question in future invitations. Perhaps I'll guide something more structurally. Let us consider this to be an introduction to me once more. Thank you.